Hello guys, how are you doing? We are going to be talking about black and white primers. This is a brush on primer. This is white, this is black. Always shake them well. I'm going to talk the difference about these and the advantages you can have with them. I'm going to paint one on my beholder and I'm going to start using this for a paint tutorial. This is probably going to be the easiest painting thing you probably could do. I'm actually going to sell painted miniatures pretty soon, and if you want me to paint your miniatures you can send it to me, but if you want it back, you're gonna have to pay for the paint. That's it, just the paint for it, probably like 10-20 bucks. If you want me to keep it and paint it, I'll do it. If the channel gets bigger, I'll probably do it for free. So far as paint's expensive, each of these bottles like $3 to $4. Citadel paint is about between $4 to $12 a piece. There are multiple types you can use. You can use the army paint primer, use a spray can. The spray can for me, I sometimes use for the Citadel one, the Space Marine blue, or the forget what the black's called, the Wa green, or the Imperial gray. The Imperial gray is probably the Imperial gray primer is probably the most common one you use for Warhammer, but also D&D miniature as well, because more high quality wise. But other than that, I buy the semi-high to cheap. D&D, they have D&D paint as well, and that is same price to kind of these bottles, but a lot more bigger volume. But yeah, I prefer to use the black more because most of my paintings, I'm gonna show you an example of. This one's already almost pre-done. You can see it's more dark, but more dark, and it shows more of the light relatively well with the dark and the light contrast of it. If you use the white primer, I rarely use sometimes, unless I have a fairy that is like very colorful. Then I'll use the white primer to show off more of the lightness of it. The dark will show off the more dark tone when you use the base paint for it. But other than that, it is your preference. What is yours about to do? I always use a water-based primer. But if you use water-based primer on a plastic figurine like this, you're probably gonna have to coat it twice with primer. And sometimes the primer is a little bit too thick. A little bit of water and then mix it, like 1 drop. Like I always do, have a drop of water. Distilled preferably, but use tap water. It's not really going to do much. But with the distilled water, there's no minerals in there that you have to worry about. But yeah, that is pretty much the main thing about primer is. With plastic, it's you see a couple, you see little cracks and chips. Like I already primed this once, and you can see little water molecules separating from the plastic. I got someone that something else is noticeable, like this. What's this? How is this? A vulture. You know, you see a lot more imperfect because remember, plastic is non-polar, and water-based paint is polar. They don't mix. So there are little. Sometimes you have to sand it just to get it working, but you get a lot more vibrant colors and a lot more better layers on water-based paint, in my opinion, than oil-based paint. Oil-based paint I preferably be using if I'm working on a car model or a space model or a spaceship model. You buy a Michaels or a Hobby off, and you know, stuff like that. But I've been using these for a while, and these actually gives a lot more of a vibrant color. I can actually do a lot more stuff, a lot more blending, like this fire imp. You know, you can see the tits stuff. Well, you barely see it's fire. So yeah, or one of my older ones that I have done that I got to brush off and touch up because over the age I did it. I have not primed it. This is metal. This is pewter. Pewter does stick, but do chip if you do not varnish it. I've been now varnishing touching everything up and varnishing everything. This is basically what water color looks like on it. I don't have any oil base because I don't use oil-based anymore. I used that since I was in middle school or high school when I started painting my first D&D miniatures for it. And let me tell you, it's a hot mess, especially using oil paint, working with smaller models like this. So basically, you know, I'm not using the one that's already been used. There's black wash. It's olive dab. Where's my black primer? There we go. I'm gonna use the remainder of this so that I can just, you know, wash it out and reuse it for another water droplet or other colors you can mix in it. I am gonna put a lot more dab. Sometime when you use pewter, if it's soft, use a soft brush. Because with a glue like this, that I've been having a hard time gluing right now, will break off. A lot of times you're going to have to by proxy. I think what it is, a little two different type of chemicals you mix together, make a stronger bond. Sometimes you have to use that. But for this, I'm just going to layer out with a little bit of crazy glue, like 2-3 layers of it. I'm going to prime it. Then I'm going to varnish it. Then probably prime it again. Have that paint dry up and hold that bonds together. Hydrogen bonds is probably the most strongest bonds if you ever took chemistry. But I'm still in school, and yeah, I'm gonna use one of my newer brush I just bought at Michael's. Level 2. This is adding a acrylic brush. So yeah, flat shader. We're gonna prime this, and I make video of base paintings and shading and shadowing, and yeah. So you know, you just want to get all the nooks and cranny. This is gonna be plastic, so I'm gonna have to go back second time and get all that, you know, spots that just separated because it's polar and non-polar. Why am I basically priming? So that the paint will stick a lot better. It will stick a lot better, overrun. You don't have to go back and repaint it all the time. I'm gonna have a hard time painting the inside of it, but oh well, I'm gonna do the best as my ability I can. For this inside mouth, I will actually use a spray paint, but I don't have a spray paint primer on me. Those suckers like 14 a can. You're gonna use. You better have like a shitload armies of miniatures to use it, because after a few spray, that's it. that's how I don't like spray. For this, I could just paint it right on, and I think I got all the inside looking all nice and dingy. We'll be painting it all pink inside for the mouth of the eye of the beholder. This is a D&D miniature. I am going to go over and also talk about more for I'm going to do more of a D&D talk. I am going to set up a game, and this month one guy says joining. Ashley's going to play. It'll be D20, roll D20, or roll 20. I just gotta figure out how to make the map, how the game works. I'm gonna have to watch YouTube videos for it and make a video about it. But other than that, yeah, it's getting good. This is one of a type of beholder, just letting you know. I think there are different types of beholder. They're usually from the Underdark region. They're usually the mastermind or the end boss for it. But the reason why they say the eye of beholder, because when you look at the beholder, you have a chance to turn to stone. Unless you have a high will save, I think it is, in the monster manual. I'm using the 3.5 and that I memorized a long time ago. I'm still memorizing the 5th edition of Pathfinder games. Yeah. Then I'm gonna prime it. Yeah, you can see the side when I brush. You know, it started to separate. I'm gonna go back to it. Get a little more white side. I might buy that Bob Ross wig. I'm like painting with Lance Ross and make fun of Ashley while painting these. Like I'm scared. My wife, I thought she was a wife, but she's a bloodsucker. I gotta paint these happy tree monsters. Paint these happy tree monsters. I have Cthulhu's almost done. I'm probably gonna sell it for $100 on the site. I'm gonna pay more of it because it's like $35 to buy that type of figurine. Then it takes about like 2 weeks, actual a full week if you actually want to paint the whole thing within like you can do it a couple days, but like hours and everything else. I am going to do landscaping videos too for your miniatures. I got the pros and cons. I got some stuff from Michael's that's really cheap, and I got the army paint one that's right next to me that I'm going to do a review comparison. I never really did the actual landscape, so that's gonna be pretty new to me. I might have to buy a mortar to grind up the sand even more finer, or a coffee grinder. I work the same for me as well. Get all that white gone so the paint can stick in a lot better. So yeah, you got our beholder. And looks like he's gonna be a bit ready. I'm gonna go over inside out, even his mouth. Get all that white. When it dries, you're probably gonna see a lot more easier on the white. Yeah, the reason why I don't want to use white because a lot of plastics are white, and it's a very hard time to see if the plastic and the white primer blends in. If they blend in really well, I have a hard time, and I had to repaint everything black so I can tell which one is missing, which one I can do. The bottom plate, I'm not too worried about it because I can put in real rocks and glue next to it too. So yeah, there you go, guys. Here is your primer and why you should prime and everything, and we'll do base painting next time. Anyhow, guys, hope you guys enjoy it, and if you guys have any questions, let me know. Please subscribe and notification bell for more videos. Like, share, and support our channel. I'll talk to you all later.